Hi guys, and welcome to DWC Academy on YouTube. My name is Onohoyuai. Today I'm going to teach you how to create this particular design in Canva, and it doesn't matter if you have a free or a pro account. So if you're ready, let's get started. Creating this particular type of design is pretty much simple, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a few minutes. Are you ready? Here is it. The first thing you want to do is think about the type of design that you want to create. How do you want the design to really look like? Now for me, I want the design to be for a package that is going to be a portrait. So it's going to be the width is going to be smaller than the height, and that's what I want to create. So in that case, the design type I chose was 1712 by 3258. So that's the dimension that I use for this particular design. If you don't have a pro account, I would suggest that before you start designing, make sure you choose the right dimensions. So if you want to try this, the dimension you're going to use will be 1712 by 3258 to get this particular type of dimension. Okay, having said that, you can go ahead and start designing. Now it doesn't matter, after creating your design, if you have a pro account, all you need to do is go over to the resize button here, and you can just put in whatever you want to do right here, and you will resize that document. Good. Now that's it, and the next thing I want to talk about is the design structure. For every single design you want to create, you're certain that you need to have a structure for the design you want to create. You want to know the type of design you are creating, you want to know how you are creating that design, and what will be where it should be, what should be where it should be. So that's talking about hierarchy, contrast, and all of those things. You want to make sure that you understand this properly. Now that's what you're going to do. Make sure you have the particles and elements of the design that you want for your particular design, and start designing it. Now just follow the strategies I'm using in this. If you can employ or deploy these particular strategies in your design, you're going to be able to get similar stuff like this. For our logo, I already have a video. The link is just up the screen. You can tap on that link to go to the video where I showed you how to create the Mac Leaves logo in Canva, and this is pretty awesome. Go ahead and watch that video and jump right back here and start designing this label with me. Okay, now to do this, I'm just going to go ahead and say I want a new page. So for the new page, I'm going to push it to the top so I can just shuffle between this ones here. Now what I'm going to create is, we want to go ahead first to create this sky here, and then the mountains. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now I want this particular page to be white, so I'm going to choose white document. Pretty awesome, right? Now the next thing I'm going to do is go over to elements, and I'm going to search for mountain. Now you can choose mountain free or mountain pro, it doesn't matter, just choose mountain, and for me I'm going to use this one. I like it so well, so that's what I'm going to use. Remember, we've got that kind of mountain here, so what you're going to do is just increase the mountain. Maybe this is good, and this is pretty awesome. Duplicate it, just duplicate the mountain. That's what I'm doing. Okay, duplicate it again, push one other one to the left, so you're going to have something more like this. Okay, so you're going to have something more like this. Now we have 3 of this just right here. You can have this one here. Also put this one just right here. Now this is pretty good, and this is really awesome. What you want to do is you want to change the colors for these mountains, and the color you would want to choose will be this color. So you want to choose this color for the mountain, and this is really good. Now the color code, you can easily find them here. When you come here, you can choose to play around with the colors right here. Now that's the color that I want to use for this. So you can see that we have our mountains right here. The next thing we want to do is to create our sky. To create the sky is very simple. Just go over here, and what you want to do is you're just going to close this, and you're going to search for this particular gradient template here. Gradient here, and you are going to choose this particular one here that says gradient transparency, that fades to transparency. That's what you want to get that, and you are going to change the color to this particular type of blue. It's really good, it's really awesome. Now rotate it to 90 degrees so that you can have this particular type of effect that we had right there. Bring it to the top right here, and what you want to do is bring it this way, maybe increase it like this. Duplicate it and make sure the edges touch each other. put it this way again. Do that for all of it like this, and also repeat the same thing like this. So this is already awesome. You can see we have the sky just right there, just as we would on our other design. If you want to just play around with this, you can just take it a bit to the top just to still have that type of wonderful effect. Now the other thing you'd notice is there is a transparency just below this like this. I'm going to show you how to do that. The same thing, pick this one, duplicate it and rotate it again. This time around you want it to be -90 degrees. Now -90 degrees, this part that has the blue, change it to white, and then all you need to do is raise it up to this place, reduce it like so, just raise it up like this. Okay, you can even make sure it's touching this position here, so this is really good. Bring it down a little bit, just down a little bit, and start duplicating. Repeat the same process you did for the first one when you were doing the one at the top, so you can have that feel of the mountain, maybe just behind your label cover, something like that. It's pretty awesome. So this is what we're doing. So, and then the last one, we want to have the final one right here. So we have the final one. Do not bother yourself about the exercise. It's pretty okay, super good. The next thing we want to do is to have our label right here. What we're gonna do is go over to element again, and we are going to choose this particular rectangle here. We're just going to reduce it like this and just play around with it like this. Rotate it this way so you can have a better angle like this. Alright, so you see that you have that over there just like you would have here. The next thing you just want to do is, okay, for the mountain here we can still play around with this particular mountain if we want to, but that's pretty good, that's pretty awesome. Just have this right here, change the color of that to this. It's really good, really okay. Now you see that we have that, and we also have this certainly done here. The next thing we want to do is our logo. Since we have created our logo already, just copy it or choose whatsoever logo you would want to use and just put it on that particular design of yours. That's going to make it look even much more professional. Now you see we have our logo and we have that done. The next thing we want to do is to create this rectangle and then the font. Remember, that's the structure that we already have here. You can see it. Now the next thing we want to create is our bright skin line. We're gonna just go here. Oops, not there. We're gonna go right here, and we're gonna choose this one. We're gonna just bring that, put it just right here, and we're just gonna drag it this way. We can as well reduce it to fit in whatsoever we want it to fit, just like this. And what we want to do next is to copy our bright skin, or you can just see the text we already have. You can just copy them, and in my own case it is this one. So if I copy this and just bring it here just to make sure it's accurate, and I could just replace it with this one. All right, now this one is going to just come down a little bit, and the next thing I want to do is, you see the edges here, there are this brighter shades just around there, and that's what we're going to work on right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. Just go back, pick this one, and come right here, change this one to a lighter shade of this, and bring it just right here. Just reduce it a little bit, and you can see that you have that feel or that effect right there, just like you would on this one. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Now if you would decide to change this also to a darker green, it's also left to you, but it's going to still give you awesome, beautiful stuff. Then what you want to do next is just rotate this to -180, and that's cool. So you have the same thing on both ends. That's how to really go about doing that. The next thing you just want is your bright skin. You just copy that and you put that here. Now notice there's something I want you to know in this particular tutorial. To be sure and accurate of your dimensions, your margins, the things you're doing, go over to view, and I want you to activate the ruler. I also want you to activate the guides. I also want you to activate the margins. If you're going to be printing this out, I also want you to show print bleed area so that your design will not have to go out of this when you are printing. That's pretty awesome, right? Pretty good. Canva is good. Okay, so we've got this, and the next thing we want to do is to bring in our text right here. So remember, I already had this text here, so you can just bring them back right here, just paste it. You can see that it's really good. Now the font I use for this is called Capriola, and it is totally free. Let me show you. So the font is free, it doesn't have a crown on it, so I think you can use that. Just check it out if you can use it. And then the next thing we are going to do is to bring in our avocado. Pretty simple. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I go over to photos. To start with photos, just type avocado, and you can just add cutout. If you add cutout to your keywords, it's going to bring photos that doesn't have a background. So just hit enter and it's going to search for those types of photos. So in that case, this was the one that I used, and this is it here. It just brought it right here. Now all I did was to just adjust it just like I would on this particular page, and that's really awesome, right? It's really cool. You can see the edges of the design are not spreading out. I could just put it here just to fit in this line and this line for perfect margins. Now this is really good, it's really awesome, and that's what I also would like you to do for your design to make it come out really good. Now the next thing you want to do is to have this particular stuff here. Now I'm just going to paste this here because I have Word already, and then this particular text as well is still the same capriola. This particular one is capriola and capriola, so I also have this other one called high tide. In other words, the font we use for this particular design is just two different fonts. So we use two different fonts, capriola and high tide. That's to tell you that your design don't need to have so many fonts on them. You just need to have just 2 or 3 and your design is good to go. In my case, I use only 2. So this one, you just type in 100% and you just bring it back just here, just type 100% or whatever percentage you want to do it. And what I'm saying is 100% natural exfoliants, right? So that's what we're putting right there, and it's pretty much awesome. So for the net weight, I wanted something to really look like net weights that you can find on buttons. So what I did was I took that particular one and I searched for text that were high. I didn't know what to call them, so I just searched for tall. I searched for tall and I got this font here, but I really didn't like it because look at how it was showing. Then I went ahead to say straight, and straight didn't come out with anything. So then I went ahead and typed high, and then high came out with high tide, and I tested it. It was really cool. And okay, so that's why I chose high tide to offer this particular design. Now that's how to go about doing that. And then the next thing I did was to create this, which I want to show you how I created that, those cards right there. So go over to elements and you just want to pick this one. Okay, so you just want to pick this one, and here is it. And the next one you want to choose, if you go to shapes, you are going to choose, it depends, but in my case I chose this one because I really like it, and I just made it green and I rotated it this way, just negative 90 degrees, which made it okay. And we had this one and this one too. I also made it to have this. So what I did was put it this way, and then I had to group them together. So after grouping them together, this is what I have right here. I think something is taking a different color right here, so I'm just going to ungroup it. No, so I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use a different one. I'm going to use this one. So this one is also going to have this color here, and I'm just going to reduce it to fit in with this particular line here, and I just dragged it this way. And what I did was I grouped it, and then I duplicated it again, and what I did here this time, I just had to rotate it negative 180, and I took it and brought it back to this portion here, and I selected both of them and I reduced it like this, and I took it and then I brought it down here. So you can see that's how we came about having this particular type of design over there. So that's what I did to put that design there. It all depends on how you want to put your design, all depends on how you want to come up with the design. There are so many shapes like that would make your design even come out pretty good. And that was what I did to come up with that particular design. So in this case, I'm going to lock this one right now. So I'm just going to copy out these ones. I'm going to copy them and I'm just going to paste it right here. So that's how I came about with that particular element and that particular shape. I told you every single thing was designed right in Canva. Now the next thing I want to do is there was a bit of leaves here. I'm going to show you how to get that. I went over to photos and I typed avocado leaves. Well, that's not really the avocado leaves that I used to know, but I just went ahead and I searched for avocado leaves and it just popped those leaves out for me. And yeah, so you could just go back and search. You're going to see something that will look like that. And then I'm going to just add cutouts to it. So adding cutout means I want to really get most of these fonts, most of these photos that doesn't have a background, and that's what this is going to certainly do for me. Okay, so you can see some of them here are coming around without a background. You can see most of them here. So I just wanted to have something more like a green leaf over there, and I just chose this one. I think I just chose this one, and what I did was I took it and I just brought it here. I increased it like this, and then I just put it around here, just somewhere here, and then just reduced it like this. If you check this, you'd notice that I had to push it over to this position here, and I actually did cut it from a particular point. I did cut it from a particular point. So all you can do is just maybe cut it from here and maybe from here as well. So that way you can just have your stuff there. All you need to do is put it to back, and it just goes to the back entirely, making your design look really cool. The next thing we want to do is this label here is the same font, Capriola. Just copy it, come right here and just paste it there. And what you need to do is, you notice that this doesn't really sit well. All you need to do is just adjust it to sit even properly, and that's it. That's how to go about creating the your brand label in Canva. The next thing you want to just add up is the last thing that I'm going to show you how to add up is we're going to go over to element, and what we're going to do is we're going to search for quality seal. Now you can either search for quality seal, quality mark. You can search for any of these keywords and you're going to get something like this. Now in my case it was seal. I searched for quality seal and I found this one, and that's why I took it, this particular one here with the 3 stars. So I took it. It's the same thing with this. You can choose anything that you want. In my case I chose to use this one because it gave me the feel of what I want to do. So I just took it and brought it into Canva, and what I did here, I took the DWC, I wrote them in different ways, and then I just used this here and just tilt it to fit however I want it to look. So that's how you can also do yours. But if you don't have a pro account and you want to also do this in a free account, I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you're going to do is, I'm just going to make this white. So what you're going to do is come right here and select free. So you be sure that what you're going to be seeing are just free items. You can apply, and then it's going to populate free stuff for you. And when the free ones come around, all you're going to do is just pretty simple. Just go straight and choose anyone that you would like to use. Anyone of your choice, you can just pick that and customize it whichever way that you want. You could pick this one as well. You can also work with this one, you know, to just make it look exactly as you would. Okay, so you can use this one. It's a free one, and you can still come here and write whatever content you would like to write. You can still play around with it by also taking this one and still bringing it right here, take it to the back, and you can just play around with this one here. You see, you can just put it right here. You can just put it right here. It's also in the middle, and you just go ahead and just play with so many things as you can. You can just increase it like this, so it's going to be really good. And then if you want to still add more stuff to it, go back to use your shapes, because you can certainly use your shapes. You pick this one, you can make this entirely yellow, and still put it in the middle here, position it and send it to back. That's very okay. Just send it and replace that color that you have over there, and that's going to be super cool. Now that's it. You can just go ahead and come back to your text here. You can decide to add whatever you want to add here, maybe awards, and just make it in capitals and just say award nights, or award nights. And you can just take it and put it right here, change the color to maybe yellow or white, whatsoever you just want to do. It's super awesome and super cool for you to do. And when you're done with this, you can just take it, all you need to do, group it, cut it, bring it back to your design here, and you just paste it. If you don't want to use any of this that I've shown you, you can just go ahead and use this one instead. You can also use this type to replace whatsoever that you would like to use right there. Now this is the easiest way to create stuff in Canva. So you can see I've replaced that and we have good stuff right here. Now this is how to go about creating your particular designs in Canva. This is for a label design in Canva, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, again, don't forget, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so that you see our videos whenever we create them. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I dab.